Well, I'm just going to begin by asking how you became aware of Love, Rosie, and whether had you read the book, or was it just brought to you as a screenplay, and how this whole project sort of came to light.
Okay, so I was sitting with a producer, one of the producers of Love, Rosie, and I just did a film in Germany for the same production company, and he said, so what do you want to do next? And I said I would like to do something entirely different from what I've done before, and the film I've done before wasn't like an action adventure shot in 3D, like really different kind of thing. And I said, okay, I just want to go handheld, just in location, very character based, and just a film where you can laugh and cry, and like a very human film, and not a technical film. And so he said, okay, this is the list of projects we have, and I just looked at the one-liners about them, and it's this whole story about can a boy and a girl be ever best friends captured me right away. And one of my favorite films from my youth was When Harry Met Sally, right? And so I thought it's about time to do a modern take on that. And I then read the novel, which I thought was absolutely excellent, and then I read the script, right? And when I was reading the script, I was laughing out loud, embarrassingly so, because I was sitting in a crowded cafe, and then I was also like crying a little bit, which was even more embarrassing. And so I thought, okay, if the script does that to me, I should do that to the audience. And so.
Well, I think When Harry Met Sally was one of the first films that came to mind in that kind of structure. Mm-hmm. When Harry Met Sally, how important is that to the romantic comedy genre? How defining was that movie?
When Harry Met Sally, I think it was a milestone to the romantic comedy genre, because I think the term romantic comedy got poised a little bit in recent years, because people associate like more and more like silly comedies with it, and not the romantic part got forgotten a little bit over the last few years, especially with American movies. And I think it was about time to do a film again which is funny but not in a silly way, and which also brings the romantic part back a little bit. And so I think When Harry Met Sally is a great milestone for that, because it also combines the best of both worlds, I think.
You obviously just mentioned that you read the book. Did you ever get the chance to meet Cecilia, and how much of an input did she have into the movie as well?
I have met Cecilia on many occasions. So the first time we had contact with her when we sent her the script and just said, okay, how do you like it? It's like that's what we would do with your novel, and we were really afraid to hear back from her, but she actually loved it, which was great. And so she visited us on set one day, which was like, we made a formal introduction and everything. But the next day she came back like with her family and everything. So I thought, okay, we didn't make that horrific impression on the first day. And so since then, we've been in contact regularly, and she's a gem. She's really great.
Yeah. I was wondering, so the lead two share a great chemistry, which is so integral to this film working. Mm-hmm. Were you auditioning people in couples? Were you to try and see how they work together? Were these sort of individual, and then you could just see a spark?
Well, like Lily and Sam were both our first choice for the lead parts, and I met them separately first, but then I said, okay, we need to get in one room just to see if the chemistry works, and was also in their interests, and so we got in the room, and I like put them like awkwardly close together, just to see how they react and everything, and they were like so cool with it, and like immediately bonded, and so it was like we haven't met anybody else for the leads. They were the first choice.
And one of my favourite aspects of the movie was the kind of the setting. I love the fact that it was set. A lot of it was set kind of 15 years in the past, which is a kind of a time we don't see just represented on cinema very often. Mm-hmm. Was it quite difficult to kind of capture 15 years ago? Because I imagine the changes to kind of now are quite subtle.
Well, the changes to 15 years from 15 years ago to now are subtle, but I've been there, and so I've listened to the music, I've went to the parties, I've seen people wear the clothes and everything. And so we just had to recreate, and same goes for Lily and Sam, right? So we just had to recreate, a truthful experience for ourselves, how it felt like 10 years ago. And the changes are in language, what words you use, and what music you hear, and does it come from a mini disc player or an iPod or an iPhone, and it was fun to play with that. It was like time travel.
Yeah. And just finally, of course, you're working with Lily again on How to Be Single,
yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Could you just tell us a little bit about that and how she sort of fits into the movie?
Well, the thing with How to Be Single was really, it came together as a big surprise, because, what happened is that Lily made a film now with Warren Beatty, right? Warren Beatty directed it. And so Warren Beatty saw our film at an early stage, when it wasn't, I think we didn't even finish the cut at the time. And so he in Los Angeles told everybody, oh, I've seen this excellent film. And so suddenly everybody wanted to see it, right? A lot of producers. And so New Line saw the film, who's the production company of How to Be Single. And so they called up Lily and me and said, you know, we've seen Love, Rosie, we loved it. Would you want to do another film together as a team? And so we both said yes, and that's how it came together.
Oh, great. We're looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Much
Thank you.
appreciated. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,